Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dave Powell, U.S. Ambassador for Hudson Whiskey, and right about now we're going to talk about batching. So, you might be wondering about the Home Depot bucket and the measuring cup that are so conspicuously placed right next to my head. Why are they there? These are really the tools that are the most important that you're going to need for batching, alongside either a piece of paper and a pen and a calculator or your phone, or an Excel sheet that you can then plug the numbers in that will do all of the multiplying for you. But really what we're talking about here is taking a recipe that makes one standard serving of a cocktail and then multiplying that by the amount of servings that you actually want to put together for whatever you might be doing that for, whether that's for daily service at your bar or restaurant, whether that's for a large scale event, or whether that's just for, doing a specialty cocktail as a promotion for a night, and you want to make sure that everything is as consistent as possible. I've done events for as few as 20 people and as many as 20,000, and we batched for the majority of them, really because you want to take all of the guesswork out of making the drinks, and by having the drinks ready in a quantity that you know that you're going to go through in an amount of time that will keep all the ingredients at their peak freshness, you really take all of the building out of making your drinks and you get right back to giving that experience. Another important thing to keep in mind when it comes to batching is that half of the work is really figuring out how many servings you're going to need to make, right? Because your batching preparations are only going to be as good as how close to the number of cocktails you actually serve that you're going to get, right? Ideally, we want to have that number dialed into within, I would say, like a bottle or so worth of batch, which, if we think about it in terms of a true serving, that probably would give you somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 7 drinks, let's say, for like a regular 750 bottle. Thinking about what these recipes could potentially be. If you have a 4.5 ounce pour and a 26 ounce bottle, then you can very easily do the math and realize that you're going to get through about 5 full drinks before you need to go to your next bottle. So always keeping that in mind, thinking about the vessels that you're going to be batching into, how is service happening. If you're doing keg cocktails, you don't even have to think about it. All you have to do is batch, put it into the 6 doughs or the kegs, and then pour, which is a really easy and kind of newer way of dealing with some of these larger scale events. But the consistency is going to be the same regardless of what you do. So you just need to make sure that you dial that number in, because that number is how many times you're going to multiply every ingredient. Really, that's batching in a nutshell. Know the number that you need to get to. Do the math. Break it down however you want to. Some people believe in batching in metric since the bottles are in metric. I've always just converted to ounces and have never really found that I had a difficulty with dialing those numbers in to what they are in standard imperial or in ounces. So that is, I believe that's completely up to you. Yeah, I mean, that's really about it. Make sure that your math is spot on. Know the amount of servings that you need to as close as possible so that you minimize waste, but you maximize your ability to prepare and not have to go back and rebatch while that event is going on. And yeah, just measure, triple check your math. And other than that, shake and stir and go, and have fun. And I can't wait to see all of you soon.